a look at an Ohio inclusive preschool class playing outdoors. It is still early in the day. Some children are still arriving. It's a free playtime, but there are some interesting things happening today. Jay, the boy in red, brought lacrosse sticks to school today for the first time. No one told him to bring them. He has been watching his big brothers play lacrosse on the school team, and he's been playing with them at home too. Jay has his own set of sticks now and wants to play the game at school. Watch as the teachers follow the children's lead. They are using this often ignored playtime as a learning time that will help children learn about the terms game and sports. This playtime will also prompt Jay to use language to express the rules of his ball game. It will encourage the boys to cooperate, think about the feelings of others, and to practice a new way of throwing a ball by using a stick with a net at the end. Jay brought the 2 sticks and a ball to the playground and right away gave 1 stick and the ball to his friend because Jay knows it takes more than one person to play lacrosse. The other boy, Chris, has never seen lacrosse equipment before and thinks of something to try with the ball and the stick. A bit later, we see Chris on the rock and Jay nearby. Jay is trying to show Chris how to throw the ball using the stick. When Jay isn't very successful, Chris tells Jay, "You don't throw it like that." Together they are working to figure out how lacrosse sticks work. Another boy, Alan, is nearby now, watching the process. Diana, the teacher, sees an opportunity to engage another person in the play experience. She calls to Alan and eventually he comes over and begins to play with the boys. She is also supporting the boys as they play lacrosse by talking to them and making simple suggestions now and then, but not directing them by saying, "Stand here, go there." That's not how the real game is played. She knows the boys are just in the beginning stages of this game. They are still learning how to use the stick and the ball. Right now the game is I toss the ball, you get the ball. Can you tell that Jay is getting a little discouraged and grumpy? He and Chris can't seem to make the game work the way Jay wants it to. Chris spends some time talking with Jay and encouraging him to continue playing. They get a little distracted by the girl who begins to play with a rope beside the slide, and Chris is wondering if it's worth the effort to keep playing. He's learning that sometimes it's not easy to play with friends. Sometimes we get distracted. Sometimes we have to help our friends with their feelings. When Jay walks off, Chris thinks about what to do for a while, and then he goes after him. Chris is demonstrating the cooperative behaviors mentioned in the social studies early learning standards. It appears that Chris has given up trying to get Jay to play with him, because now Chris has moved on to play at the water table. It's okay to let children come and go in the early years. They will have enough time when they are older to learn to stay with the game till the end. Now they are just beginning to experiment with games. Robin is listening to him talk to himself and sees an opportunity to get Jay to converse a little bit about lacrosse and see what he really understands about the game. She comes closer and the conversation continues. They determine that lacrosse is a game as well as a sport. Good vocabulary lesson, Robin. Playground time is almost over for Robin's class. Soon they will go inside and do something else. What will happen when they come outside later in the day? It's hard to say. Jay may be done playing his version of lacrosse, maybe not. But it was a good learning time for Jay and Chris and Alan. If you want to continue thinking about the place for outdoor games in your early childhood curriculum, we invite you to discuss the role of games in early childhood on the REC Community of Practice. Thank you for listening.